Welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. We're looking at picking sticks today. Um, Again, this is like all of these, no hard and fast guaranteed rule that has to be followed. Just some experiences and ways that I've gone about doing things that might help you. Hopefully, it does. If it doesn't, just say, "Hey, Colin, you're not helping me," and then leave that down below because at least I'll then get a nice statistic that somebody's commenting. Um, so even if you're hating me, you're helping me. Um, so yeah, you're looking at sticks. So many different things. It can be a very overwhelming experience. You got your white Japanese oak, you got your hickory, you got your maple, you got your rock maple. I think there's even sugar maple. And it's all gonna matter. It's all gonna make differences. But really, it can be quite overwhelming at first. So I don't want to say just. I don't want to give that generic advice of, well, you're a starter player, so just go and grab a 5A maple stick. Because that's pretty damaging, in my opinion, because then that just kind of gets you set down on the. Possibly, it just pigeonholes you, it limits your understanding, and it doesn't open you up to all of the different sounds that you can get from sticks. Um, so don't just go out and grab a 5A maple um, Vic Firth acorn tip because that might work for some of you. Fine, if that's what you've landed on. Personally, through teachings with Bob, and I used to play all sorts of sticks, and I think again, sticks are like dating people. You date a bunch of people to find out the one that you want to settle down with for the rest of your life. I want to settle down for the rest of my life with these Vic Firth SD9 drivers, who are not sponsoring this at all. I don't have an endorsement with them. God, I wish I did. That would be absolutely. Then I would phone my mom and say I've made it, and she'd say, "Well, how much money are you making?" And I'd say, "I'm not making any money, but I'm endorsed by Vic Firth." I mean, they don't even just give me free sticks. The attachment in that relationship. I very strongly believe in Vic Firth. Um, but yeah, so you got to find a bunch of different ones. Try them out. Hickory are going to be heavier. Um, Oak are going to be very heavy. They're very dense woods. The maples not as heavy. Rock maple's a little bit more so, and so yeah, these SD9 drivers. They're rock maple, and the SD9 driver is a blend between a 5A and a 5B. I think I said that in another video, and it has a nice barrel tip here. I really like that because, again, so when you're looking at this, look at the tip. How much contact to the cymbal and transversely to the head of the drum are you gonna get? You know, um, less so with it. I mean, because the head is malleable, so when you kind of when you go in with it, that head's gonna wrap around, so it's gonna get most of the surface of the tip really. But when you're working on cymbals, that's a very rigid surface, right? They do wave and bend when you look at it at a slow mo, but you're gonna get more contact with the tip if you've got a barrel. You're gonna get less so, but a different kind of contact with the acorn. A ball tip, you're gonna get very minute contact, but that gives good articulation. You're gonna get a nice ping. Um, I find I get a pretty decent balance of all those worlds with the barrel tip because there is a point on that barrel where it will be most contact, but again, it's a shallower curve than a ball, so you do get a nice ping, but you get a nice overall engagement with the tip. This is such a nerdy video, but you know what? Hopefully, there's a couple people out there that really appreciate the nerdiness, and we'll go on this journey together. Um, the taper on that is going to affect the weight, if it's going to be more forward, if it's going to be more butt end, where that balance is going to happen. So that's going to affect the pivot point of the stick, which is going to affect where you grip and hold it. Um, and when you throw that down, you're going to get a stronger attack, or you'll get a bit of a weaker attack. And so you want to really be taking all of these things into consideration. If you're going to be doing Danny Carey Tool kind of songs, you might want a heavier stick, arguably, but then you want to get around the kit, so you might want to take a lighter stick. So then you're thinking, am I going to get a heavier stick in the wood type and a lighter stick in the sense of the thinner diameter, or am I going to go for a thicker diameter with a thinner, softer wood? So, do you get a 2B maple, or do you get a 5A hickory? Now those are all questions that you need to ask, and see where you're going. I mean, personally, this driver, this works in pretty much damn near all different kind of encounters and styles. You know, I was learning jazz with Bob Armstrong with this. I play folk with it. I play heavier with it. You can go around all the different genres with this kind of stick. It's a nice length, and the pivot point is just about the flag there. Anywhere between the flag and the start of the H is where this stick feels nicest to have that fulcrum point. But again, it's a nice thickness. It feels good in the hand. It's not too. It's not heavy enough whereas I can't get around the kit quickly, and it's not light enough whereby it breaks or really makes me have to lay into the kit to get any spoken noise out of it. So again, some things to look at. Do you want a barrel tip for nice articulation? Or sorry, do you want a ball tip for nice articulation? Do you want an acorn tip to just really lay into it? Do you want a thinner stick with a denser wood or a thicker stick with a lighter wood? You gotta play around with these things. So again, money can be hard to come by in certain hard times. Short of buying the different amounts of sticks that you can kind of experiment with, I would just say spend a fair amount of time in the store holding them, playing them on the practice pad. Most stores will have a pad, and see which one feels most comfortable. I know it's not going to be an exact replica of the kit, but really play around. Don't just buy them off the internet because somebody says they're great. You know, I would tell you now, don't go out and buy the SD9 driver just because I'm saying it's a great stick. You gotta go and experience it for yourself and see what it feels like. One little tip, depending on how serious you want to get, this is a bob tip. You grab it between the middle finger and the thumb about the flag and just isolate it there and tap it against your ear with your index finger. Now between both pairs, and this is not a dig at Vic Firth, they pitch pair sticks and they do a damn well good job of it. But even in that, there's going to be one that's ever so slightly higher pitched, and so Bob would find that, and this one's the higher pitched. So you take a little dot, you marker, put a little dot on the bottom there so you know that's the high pitch one, and that's your ride cymbal stick, because that's going to get the most high pitch kind of nicest tone out of that cymbal, out of that ride cymbal, at least when it comes to jazz, when you're laying in there and you want that nice articulation. But yeah, little tip there, find out which one's the highest pitched, because there's still going to be one that's higher. So there you go, have some fun. This was incredibly nerdy, and I'm glad I talked to a camera about this, because I wouldn't have any friends if I started talking about this to my friends. So stay well.